Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Today I'm joined by my friend Luke.
Howdy.
And Luke is going to be giving us his impressions of the line Navitus Parfums, which is my brand of course, so make sure to stay tuned. So this is a brand that I launched back in November of 2019, and obviously you guys know about it because you're subscribers to my channel, where Luke actually stopped by an event that I had on the 7th of the month at Perfumology, and I'm really thankful that you came through.
My pleasure.
Luke has his own podcast, which is called Cuccurullo Conversations. It's available pretty much everywhere, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I'm going to leave a link to iTunes as well.
That's a big one.
Let's get started. I want to introduce you to the line. I mean, I know obviously you already know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I've given you a discovery set, so hopefully you had an opportunity to play around with some of them. After you smell all of them, I want you to basically tell me which one is your favorite. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Alrighty. I just want to start with, though, I have very little experience with fragrances.
Okay.
And everything we did last weekend at the event was kind of my introduction to sniffing different fragrances. So I'm going to pick out notes, maybe not with as technical terms as your audience is used to.
No, but that's cool. You know, we always appreciate, like, I guess for lack of a better word, like a layman's perspective.
Or a
right?
novice. We can call it what it is.
Well, you've been to Perfumology a few times, so I think you're a bit more than that. But all right, so let's get started. So we'll start with the first one, which is called Navitus. So this is one of the more, and I don't want to influence you too much, so I'm not going to mention notes or anything. But this is supposed to be a more like fresh, bright, inviting sort of a fragrance, and the name of the fragrance means energy. So here you are.
Is there a proper way to sniff?
No, just don't let it touch your nose.
Oh, okay. I'm getting citrus.
Yeah, there's a lot of citrus.
There's citrus in there. Grapefruit, if I was going to pick citrus out. I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, there's actually grapefruit in there too.
All right.
That's actually one of the strongest citrus notes in there, so you have a really good nose, man.
A good nose to
That's
pick
awesome.
out the most common, or the strongest. I told you, yeah, I've done this only once before, and it's hard. It's hard to put words to what you're smelling.
Yeah.
I think putting emotions to it might be easier. So let's see. This is like a dewy spring morning. There we go. That's how it makes me feel. So you're like ready to take on the day. You feel a little bit of energy kick-started from, you know, the earth. Like you smell a little of nature, a little earth.
Yeah.
And it gets you going. So yeah, you're relaxed, but you have some energy to take on a day.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect description, man. I like that. No, because it has like a lot of grassy elements. There's a type of grass in there called vetiver, and I get it quite strongly in this fragrance. So it opens up with like that burst of citrus that we spoke about, the grapefruit, the bergamot, a little bit of lemon as well, a little bit of mandarin orange, and then you have juniper berry, which kind of, so does it smell a little bit like a gin and tonic to you?
There is the juniper, yeah.
Yeah, and so what would you rate this one if you had to give it a rating 1 out of 10?
Well, we'll start off strong.
Okay.
I haven't smelt anything else. I mean, today I haven't smelt anything else of this line. I'll probably give this 8.5.
Nice, cool, that's awesome.
I am a fan of this one.
So the next one is called, I think I have the right, Absolutia. So the name for this one means mercy or perfection. I think I mentioned at the event that this is one of the fragrances where I was tweaking it a little bit, and I ended up going back to the first mod that the laboratory provided for us, because I found that although I was trying to improve it, it was actually perfect from the start. Here you go.
Alrighty. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did well on the first one, and I'm a little wary. You know, I gotta keep,
it's all
keep the
downhill
bar.
from
Yeah,
there.
I know. I got the grass, I got the citrus, so I gotta, you know, keep it. No pressure. Oh, God.
Or you can just say, like, you don't have to pick up like individual notes, but
we'll go with
what kind
feelings.
of occasions or feelings, emotions,
See, now we started too strong. We had to set the bar lower.
So if the first one is like very bright and fresh and citrusy, how would you describe this one?
Classier.
Okay.
I would say this is classier. This reminds me of an elegant evening. So
I was actually gonna say, so you think it has more of like a formal
yes,
appeal?
this has more of a formal appeal. This is if you're have a tux on and you have a nice watch on also as well with this.
Yeah.
And God, I remember you telling me what's in this and I can't pick it out right now and it's bothering me.
But it's definitely on the sweeter side, right?
It is sweeter.
Yeah. You want me to give you the notes?
Just what is that strong initial punch?
So I smell a lot of cherry.
Right.
So it's
this is the almond. That is cherry.
Yeah. It's
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like gourmand ingredients, so like edible ingredients. So there's like chocolate, caramel, apple, cinnamon, and almond.
An almond.
Yeah.
Like a liqueur.
Yeah,
Maybe that's where I'm getting the kind of classier aged is the liqueur.
So you're thinking about it in terms of like a
an
beverage?
amaretto.
Oh yeah, that's right, like a Di Serono or something.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. I think that's what makes me. You have the tux on and you're kind of like swirling your glass of amaretto, your after dinner drink or whatever.
Nice. Okay. No, I love that. I love that description. So the next one, I think if the name doesn't give it away, it's called Intimus. And this is more for like romantic occasions, like date night.
No spoilers.
That's
spoilers.
right. I'm trying to influence your opinion.
Oh, this is for romantic, intimate occasions.
Where'd you get that
from? All right, let's see. So this has, I want to say cleaner, but not in the way that this is clean. This is fresher.
Yeah.
And this is cleaner.
Completely agree.
Completely agree with my layman's terms of of fragrance review.
So I'll tell you why I agree. There's a lot of clean white florals in the heart of the fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a little bit of jasmine, lily of the valley, and so I think those fragrances kind of clean up, or those notes kind of clean up the fragrance.
Can you give me one more? What else is in there?
Oh yeah, so there's vanilla, toasted sugar. There's a little bit of apple. There's lemon.
Toasted sugar.
Yeah, there's like a toasted sugar accord.
Oh, I'm picking it up now. See, you just have to say it, and then my brain... I don't know, is that placebo effect where my brain searches for it, or...
I mean, yeah, sometimes it could be. Unless a lot of the ingredients that are used in the synthesis of that accord actually are extracted from the thing that it's named after, and so then it's kind of accurate. So the next one is called Premas, and Premas means the beginning. Not going to say much more about it.
Yeah, thank you. No spoilers.
And I think one spray is enough for this one.
Oh, is this stronger?
No, just me, communicating things subliminally again.
At least you know what you're doing. Just pick your favorite and then just push one slightly.
I know,
just
right?
Pick which one you like. Vegetation. There's vegetation in this. I don't know if that's the proper term, but...
Herbal, like green.
With your leading. Stop with your leading. Also clean though. Yeah, like my nose and my brain are just like at ends with each other.
Yeah.
Like the nose is like, what is this? And the brain's like, we don't know, but we recognize it, you know?
Yeah. So it smells like an ingredient or something that you've smelled in your day-to-day life before?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, herbal.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of smells like a tea. Like I would give it a little bit of a tea vibe in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to emotions though, because I like emotions because you feel like you're less wrong because it's how you interpret something.
Okay,
It's not
cool.
what's actually in there.
It.
I would put this as more of a casual fragrance as well. Like you could do this on the day to day. It's not as strong.
Yeah.
Or I guess this one. I don't know. Your fancy one just has me putting them in like different social situations. Like.
So this one is a bit more versatile, right?
Yeah, you could wear this to work. It feels like it feels like not rosemary or thyme or something like an herb that I would cut out of my mother's garden, kind of to go cooking is the like in the summer she has her garden blooming and this is what like when you go get herbs from the garden, this is what this brings me to.
So there is patchouli in there. And patchouli is one of those like green herbal aromatic ingredients. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you're getting a lot of that. And in the opening, there's also grapefruit in this one, but there's a little bit of like green mango, which kind of gives, it's not like an overly ripe mango, so it kind of gives off like a bit of a bitter vibe, but it works so well, like you said, in like a day-to-day wear, like office setting, professional setting.
We'll give that a solid 8. Just let it sit at 8.
Cool. So I see that versatility is really an important thing, right? Like finding the occasions to wear it. Because I know a lot of people, when they think about, okay, I'm going to buy this fragrance, it costs $300 or whatever, these don't. But they're like, but I can only wear it at like a wedding or like a super formal occasion or a date or something like that. So it's nice to have these Swiss Army knife types of fragrances where you're like, you know what, I can wear this every day, there's no harm. And if the performance is good enough where I can get by with like 2 or 3 sprays, then I know that I can wear this a lot and still not put a dent in my bottle.
That's how we'll do this part. That's why you should purchase the entire line.
That would be amazing, but no, I always encourage sampling, of course. And of course, you can sample this at Perfumology, which is where you and I met.
In Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia. I'm going to leave links to that down below as well. So the next one, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called Virtus. All right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We know a little bit more than we're letting on, it seems.
On the sweeter side.
Yeah.
As well, but I find this one more masculine. Like it's less feminine. This is we'll just spoiler alert my favorite of the line.
Cool.
Yeah, I've worn this one before and it lasts. I think I put it on to go out that night. It stayed with me on the gym the next day. Like I showered.
Oh wow.
And I still felt like it stayed with me even after I showered. Maybe I'm not scrubbing hard enough, but you know there was like a slight residual that was there. Vanilla. I say it has but it's not overpoweringly sweet like you know, children's cereal or something. Like you know, that overly sweet vanilla.
So you wouldn't say it's as sweet as the second one that we tried, right?
No,
Absolutely.
not at all. See, this one I also think is versatile. That you could do this day to day, not for for special occasions, but not reserved only for special occasions. This one for me is a 10. That's why we left a little.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, this honestly, out of all the perfumes I own, this is my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
It's like really own these perfumes. Fragrances. Sorry, is that the proper terminology?
Anything is fine here.
But yes, no, this is my favorite.
Dude, thank you so much. That's amazing. So the first one is called Oud Imperium. Imperium means command. I wanted something that really commands a presence. But oud, for those of you who don't know, it's a type of wood. It's part of the Acalaria species. It's found in many parts of Asia. It gets infected by a type of bacteria and it develops this resin as a resistance to the bacteria. And it's very redolent. So when they distill the essence of it, it's super expensive because, you know, it's hard to come by. And so here's the first one.
Has like that, when you have like Cherry's Jubilee, like that burnt off alcohol sweetness.
Okay, yeah.
I'm picking up right away. This is different than last time. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one.
You might be thinking of the other one, yeah.
This is sweeter than I remember. I guess I'm misremembering.
Well, there's actually vanilla in there.
Yeah, but it has that sweet, but like for some reason it's reminding me of that alcohol sweet, like when they do the alcohol sugar sweetness.
Oh, cool. Okay. You like it?
It's just, I think I was just expecting something else. So I'm just slightly shook right now.
I think sometimes the name kind of puts an idea in people's minds. And or the name oud. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they're like, oh, this has oud in it. It's going to smell a certain way. So especially for something like this, like I told several people at the event, it's really important to try it out on your skin because it is one of the more non-linear fragrances in the collection. And so there's going to be a big progression. Like it changes every 15 minutes or so.
Still sweeter than I was expecting. All right. Let me get into it. I'm gonna put this as a special occasion as well.
Okay.
Fragrance. I feel like this is something you would wear where you're looking to get that little bit of extra attention. You know, because you're gonna come in and this is gonna be noticeable, and it's not subtly noticeable. You know, it's out there. And it's not as pungent. Is that the correct term?
Yeah.
As pungent as the other one, I think, because I'm way off, but...
Just recalling from memory.
Yeah. Maybe my nose is maturing, because I'm starting to like this more than I originally thought I liked the ouds.
Nice, man. Cool.
I know, I do like this, right? Like, I feel like I would wear this now. And it's not too strong. Yeah.
There's enough of like that playful undertone that you don't have to be super serious.
Yeah. This one doesn't require a tux.
Cool.
Like the other one. Which was this guy? This guy required a tux.
Oh, yeah, sure.
God, I like that more than I thought I was gonna like.
Cool,
this.
man. I'm glad. Thank you. As always, I always appreciate the honest take regarding these fragrances, because one thing that, we're all mature enough to know that fragrance is so subjective. And so just because you like music, art, food, and the last one is called...
Oud?
Oh, food. I might as well have said oud. So the last one is called Oud Luxuria.
Yes, this is what I was thinking. This is the stronger, I got these two mixed up. Still sweet though. Stronger, more pungent, more sensual.
See what I did?
Yeah. Is there a wood in there? Like
it's actually quite woodsy. Well, oud.
Oud. Oh yeah. But I find this woodsier than this. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, a nice cedar or a nice cherry oak, but I couldn't tell you what they smelled like. And musky.
Mm-hmm.
This is musky. This to me is a distinguished man's fragrance, or female, but like someone more distinguished fragrance.
There is musk in there, yeah. But in terms of the two ouds, you think you still prefer the first one, right?
I prefer the first one, for
okay.
sure. But as I've learned, or as I was playfully told at Perfumology with the gathering of the greatest noses in the tri-state area, they were like, oh, you just haven't matured yet. Your palate hasn't developed yet to appreciate, like fine chefs. You're like, oh, you haven't appreciated that stinky cheese yet, kind of thing.
But like I can see what some people mean when they say that, but I also think it's right to wear the fragrance that works well for you in that moment.
Yeah,
and so like don't force yourself to wear something that you don't like, the same way you wouldn't force yourself to eat something that you don't like, right? And so
like maybe if you're in high school, don't wear that one.
Don't wear it in high school.
To the first day of high school.
If you're 15 years old,
please. Maybe that's not the fragrance you're going for.
That's awesome. Now, if you had to pick a top three, what would they be? So these two, and then what would be like the third place?
Yeah, I would go the formal absolution as number 3 on the list.
Awesome. So there you have it. You heard it. Luke's favorite is Virtus. The second place would be Novice, which is the Oswald exclusive. Then the third place would be Absolutio. Luke, thank you so much for coming on my channel and doing this video. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh no, the pleasure is all mine.
I feel like I've learned so much just from sniffing your fragrances, and you were able to give me. You're able to break it down, so it doesn't feel intimidating when you talk about it, and I don't know. It's just nice that when I pick something up, you're like, yeah, that is what's in there, and then you give a little bit more of like what's really going on.
No, look, I'll be honest with you. I've had many conversations with perfumers where I'll smell something and I'm like, is this accurate?
Yeah.
Like, is that in there? And they're like, well, if you smell it, it's in there. And it's funny, like they don't actually want to reveal too much about the fragrance, but that's the thing, like it's so subjective. And even with Absolutio, like I smell a lot of cherry. Cherry is not in there at all. And so even to this day, when I speak about it, I say, yeah, it gives off a cherry vibe or sensation or whatever. But it really is my pleasure to have you on my channel. And once again, Luke does have a podcast. I'm going to leave a link for it down below. And he welcomed me on his podcast. So follow the link down below to hear our hour-long conversation. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. And the podcast, hour-long, we go into detail about how you got into the fragrance business, how you got into reviewing fragrances, and kind of a little bit of where you want to take it in the future.
So thanks again. Thank you all at home so much for tuning in. If you are new to this channel and you took something of value from this video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to this channel by clicking on that red button down below, and also make sure to click on the bell icon so you'll be kept up to date with any future uploads. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.